Jesus is super serious about the topic of marriage and divorce. Let me give you an example. In Matthew 19, we'll start with verse 3. Actually, let's go back to 1. He says, when Jesus had finished these words, he departed from Galilee and came into the region of Judea beyond the Jordan, and large crowds followed him, and he healed them there. Some Pharisees came to Jesus, testing him and asking, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any reason at all? And he answered and said, have you not read that he who created them from the beginning made them male and female? It said, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man separate. They said to him, why then did Moses command to give her a certificate of divorce and send her away? He said to them, because of your hardness of heart, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives. But from the beginning, it has not been this way. And I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, except for immorality, and marries another woman, commits adultery. Now, that's what he said to the Pharisees. Pretty much, hey, yeah, Moses let them divorce, but he said it shouldn't be that way. He said it happened because of the hardness of their hearts, because of the way they were. Moses just permitted them to do that. And he says, except for immorality, pretty much except for, adultery, you shouldn't get divorced, because when you do, you commit adultery when you marry another woman. Wow, it's supposed to be forever. Now the disciples stepped in. They had a question for him. In verse 10, the disciple said to him, if the relationship of the man with his wife is like this, it's better not to marry. But he said to them, not all men can accept this statement, but only those to whom it has been given. And then this to me takes like a very interesting turn. He says, for there are eunuchs who were born that way from their mother's womb. And there are eunuchs who were made eunuchs by men. And there are also eunuchs who made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. He who is able to accept this, let him accept this. So, accept it. So pretty much the disciples heard what he was saying to the Pharisees. He was like, well, they're like, wait. I have to stay with her except if if she cheats on me. Otherwise, I gotta stay with her. And I know some pastors joke and say, they were, divorcing women because they cooked the chicken too hard or whatever it may be. It was getting super frivolous out there in the streets. But they're like, man, wait a minute. The disciples, the followers of Jesus, are like, man, if the relationship of the man with his wife is like this, it is better not to marry. Like, dude, if I got to stay with her through thick and thin, I might as well stay single. And he's like, cool. That's up to you. There are men who are eunuchs. Now, if you don't know what a eunuch is, it's in essence an individual who is, rendered unable to have children. Okay? And he said some are born that way. Some are born with the inability to have children. There are those who are made that way by men, rendered. And there are also who have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Those who, rendered themselves unable to have children, or some people look at it as, just pretty much are celibate for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. In essence, it's pretty much taking a vow of celibacy for whatever reason. Saying, okay, if you can't, cool. Don't accept what I said about marriage and divorce. Cool, be celibate. Just consider yourself a eunuch. If you can't stay with her, if you can't marry a woman and stay with her till death, except for, adultery, just go ahead and just take a vow of celibacy then. Just to shut it down. Cool. If you can't enter into marriage knowing you're going to be committed, and stay there through thick and thin, just go ahead and chalk the whole thing up. I didn't say that. Jesus said that. Now we can have a whole full discussion about, exceptions and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. I'm not going to present any of them here. I'm not going to ring that bell. But he pretty much said, hey, yeah, right here in the word, be a eunuch. If you can't stick out through it, if you can't, stay with her except for adultery, then go ahead and be celibate. Just call yourself a eunuch. It's pretty heavy, pretty wild. Of course, it's open for discussion. Go ahead if you have comments in the bottom. Okay, I'll just go ahead and say one of them. Abuse, psychological, physical abuse. That's something that, yeah, definitely needs to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put that in the category of morality. I think it's up for discussion. I think, frivolous divorces, the main ones that the Pharisees were really accustomed to, definitely got to let those go. But yeah, this is wild. If you can't do this, be a eunuch. Be celibate. God bless you.
Take care.
Okay.